Have you ever stopped to think about one of the most incredible things your brain has ever done? I mean, really think about it. Learning how to speak. Today, we're diving into exactly how that happens.
Seriously, how did you do it? How did you learn your first words? For most of us, it feels like it just happened, right? Like magic. Well, that process is one of the most fundamental parts of being human.
You see, language isn't just another subject you learn in school, like history or math. Nope, it's the key to everything. It's the very tool we use to build our reality, to connect with people, and to figure out our place in the world.
So, first up, let's just talk about the sheer power of language itself. You can think of it like the operating system that's running pretty much everything we do all day, every day. It does so much more than just let us talk to each other. I mean, it literally shapes how we see the world. It gives a voice to all those thoughts swirling around in our heads. It helps build our confidence, and it opens up the door to brand new experiences we'd never have otherwise.
So where does this whole journey begin? It starts with our very first language, what linguists and educators call our mother tongue. And this is where the real magic happens.
Your mother tongue, or your L1, isn't something someone sat you down and formally taught you with flashcards. It's the language you just absorbed totally naturally by being in your environment, listening to your family, hearing people talk in your neighborhood. It's like the linguistic air you breathe.
And that process is completely spontaneous. It's not about studying or trying hard. It's about acquisition. When we're really little, our brains are just wired to soak it all up, almost without any effort at all.
Okay, but what happens when we try to learn another language later on? Well, that is a completely different kind of journey. This is what we call learning a second language, or an L2. The definition couldn't be simpler. An L2 is just any language you learn after you've already got your mother tongue down. It doesn't matter if it's in a classroom or from an app on your phone or because you moved to a new country. It's a new system you're adding on top of the one you already have.
And here's the big difference. Unlike how you picked up your first language, learning a second one takes real, deliberate, conscious effort. Success really depends on things like going to school for it, the social setting you're in, and maybe the biggest one of all, your own personal motivation to actually learn it.
So here's the whole thing in a nutshell. Your first language, L1, is all about acquisition. It's spontaneous, it's natural, and it happens when you're a little kid. Your second language, L2, is about learning. It's deliberate, it takes conscious effort, and it often involves formal education. It's the difference between just soaking up a language versus actively studying it.
Now, understanding this difference isn't just some fun linguistic trivia. It has massive, real-world implications for how we educate our kids. In fact, it's literally shaping national policy.
For example, let's look at India's National Education Policy from 2020. It straight up recommends using a child's mother tongue as the main language for teaching. And that's not just a nice idea. It's a strategy that's based on how our brains are actually wired to learn things best. So why does this work so well? Well, think about it. When students get to learn complicated ideas in the language they already know inside and out, they can focus on understanding the concepts themselves. It builds their confidence because they're using a tool they're already experts with, instead of fighting a battle on two fronts, learning a new subject and a new language at the same time.
So, what does this big policy idea actually look like when you walk into a classroom? It all comes down to building a curriculum that puts these ideas into practice.
And we have to remember, this goes way beyond just language class. Getting a strong foundation in your first language has this huge ripple effect across a student's entire education. I mean, if you're struggling just to understand the words in a math problem, how can you even begin to solve it?
So, the curriculum is often laid out in two key stages. First, you have the foundational stage in the really early grades, which is all about making those core L1 skills rock solid. Then, you move to the preparatory stage, which builds on that foundation and gets students ready for more complex ideas and eventually introducing other languages.
Which brings us to a really fascinating final question. Knowing everything we know now about how we naturally acquire our first language and how we have to deliberately learn a second one, what would the perfect lesson look like for a 7-year-old just starting that L2 journey? That's a huge question, and it's one that educators are working on every single day. Thanks for digging into it with me.